dice que todo se va. Sáquenme la botella que funda para gastarle. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, la acción después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. Eso baila y baby. Ese seguro y retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito, mami, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo para ti. Lo que tengo para ti. Sé que te va a encantar como meto yo.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil, and like always, our co-host, Gametime Bryan. Gametime, welcome back after this draft time, back to Primetime Studios, back to the graphics, back to, well, before, I guess, football, Dallas Cowboys football, right?
We are back together again on Saturday night Primetime Phil. What's going on, Steve? How is everybody? I see we got a nice amount of people in the house. Brad Harris, Vinny. We got Lady Libra. I'm glad you got your shirt today, Lady Libra. That was awesome. I didn't realize how close you were to me. Rhonda Lovelace Sparks. There she is. She's a grinder. No pausing needed, Rhonda. She works her butt off with her channel. What's up, Ronnie? Isaac Ramirez. What's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing? Hey, Alina. How are you? Long time no see, Alina. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
We're back in the studio, back in the swing of things, back, of course, to the free agency, to possible clearance sections. So we're going to talk, of course, Dallas Cowboys football, the next steps of what happens, of course, during the off seasons, what we expect from this team. Very, very young team as we go forward. I think your big stars, of course, are the what do you got there? You got Joe Boo.
That's it's an old school Mark hoodie. It's the Joe Boo Sports Report.
Those collector's items, man. You got to collect those.
Yeah, well, this is what you get when you order from the Teespring. But anyway,
I
digress.
Too low. Let me bring it up here.
But what's going on, everybody? How we doing? What do we got going on in the chat? Let me get to the beginning. Jeff Lee's in the house. What's up, Isaac? I think I got everybody. I think everybody has been shouted out. Brooklyn Joe, what's up, my man? The Mystic won the Derby. I did see that. The Mystic. Where is he? He's right here. There he is.
So how's it feel to be back into the studio, of course, out of the road, and back kind of into the swing of things? I know it took me a little bit of time as the beginning of the week happened. I needed to kind of go back, reread emails, kind of dive real back into my work. And it was kind of nice to come back on Wednesday, of course, on your channel, really talk about some of these draftees and the direction that this team is going. And of course, we're still, in the weight of some of these contracts.
Yeah.
And, me and you, we've talked about how some of these contracts won't happen until certain parts of the year, maybe November and everything. But they really still get caught up in the possibility of these stars holding out, not signing these contracts. Every time some new contract comes out, of course, we're getting right behind the, it's just not good for us, going forward. So how do you feel, again, I know you've talked about CeeDee Lamb and some of his contracts. I know you had a video about it. Anything you want to talk about?
CeeDee Lamb, yeah, I didn't focus too much on it other than he ain't going to not be there. The market, in my opinion, is set for him. There's nothing obstructing him and the Cowboys getting a deal. Jamar Chase is going to wait, okay, and Justin Jefferson is going to wait. So CD will be the next domino to fall. We know where it's going to be. He's going to ask for 35. They'll probably end up somewhere around 33. That's just, it's not hard. Phil, they do these things in training camp for whatever reason. I don't know, but that's why. It will get done, people. There's a chance he'll miss a week or two, like a Zach Martin type situation last year in training camp. There's no threat of him not making the season. Yeah. So everybody just pay him. Pay that man his money.
When we're talking about Will McClay and everything, and of course their job kind of starts over again because, as you and I have talked about these drafts, as I've dived deeper into these draftees, I've been a little bit more impressed. with this draft class and of course last draft class, just with the potential that they can have within this team and how they kind of changes to just the trajectory of our offense. Not I could say that we can lean a little bit more on the running game, even though maybe people aren't as happy of some of these running backs that we have coming through here. What do you feel about Zeke signing back, being back in the lineup?
Again, everybody's, I think people are happy for the wrong reasons and they're upset for the wrong reasons. What you need to be happy with is that Zeke is going to be a part of a running back by committee, which is how normal teams win. Usually winners don't have a bell cow back. Eagles proved that to us years ago. They were the ones that started this trend. Eagles always seems to be on the front of everything. I was kind of surprised. I'm saying it not negatively towards Eagle fans, but I'm surprised that they went out and spent what they did on a Saquon Barkley when they're the team that pretty much said, nah, you can't spend more than this on a running back. Now, they're pulling all the pieces together, but that defense, it's going to be shaky, I think. So, I think Zeke, for what we need, is going to be fine. He's going to probably get 10 carries a game, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how good this line is. If this line is good as I believe it's going to be, Phil, it ain't going to matter who's running the ball too much. Rico had a lot of bursts last year. Rico just can't stay healthy. Deuce Vaughn never had a chance with that offensive line. Zeke's going to be brought in for pass pro. That's what he's going to be brought in for, goal line situations. I expect Rico to be the, the bell cow as of now. And we can get to it, but I think, Phil, I don't know about you. I think in the preseason, if it ain't working, nobody's stepping up, or let's say we get out to a slow start, or Rico gets hurt, or Zeke gets hurt, they have plenty of ammo to go out and get themselves a veteran running back, like somebody really good for a 4th-round pick, knowing they have all these picks next year. So they're in perfect spot.
I like the pick. I like the pickup back up, especially since you're not paying him $16-18 million. You're paying him $2 to possibly $3 million with incentives. This is perfect. I mean, for what his workload was, this helps with the whole Tyler Guyton. He's struggling for a minute. Now, for the workout videos, his hand placement is looking pretty good, man. He's already working with Duke
Manyweather.
Yeah, it's looking good. I mean, I like the hand placements already, so that's already an improvement. We talked about how he kind of just needs to, instead of grabbing, he kind of needs to be able to play a little pity pat there, and it definitely looks nice. But Zeke is not afraid to get his shoulder up into that rib cage, help out the short yardage situation that we didn't have last year. I think you complement, of course, that power back with him, and of course Foreman. Was it Foreman, right?
No, we got Royce Freeman.
That's right, Freeman. There we go.
Foreman,
yeah.
Freeman.
And I think you have the 1-2. You have the power there, and then you have a back that can, just stretch the field. I think that's what what was so great about Zeke and Pollard. Pollard hit that home run when people would get tired, and you're hoping that Deuce can as well with a better line. Nothing against Tyler Biadasz, but again, there was no push up. One thing that I keep seeing on there, and I want to feedback on this a little bit. I hear the guy that's in that locker room every single day working out, first there, last back out, is actually Brock Hoffman.
He's again, Brock knows, he sees the writing on the wall, but. Well, go ahead, finish your statement.
No, I'm just I was going to ask you what your thoughts are on that one.
I like Brock Hoffman, okay? They've seen a lot of Brock. It is not beyond the, it's not, there's nothing that says Brock don't win the job coming out of camp. And you're looking at, we know right now, day one, we know that Cooper Beebe, a.k.a., the juggernaut, can play guard at a very high level in this league. We know he's played center. He's not a tackle. That's the one position. He has played some left tackle. He's an interior lineman. So if Brock Hoffman plays that well and beats him out in training camp, then that's even better.
Yep.
Now we could use him.
I love it.
Because why? Because if Tyler Guyton is a little raw and it maybe not 100%, well then guess what? You have options with TJ Bass or the juggernaut playing left guard, either sliding Tyler out to left tackle. That's why those two picks were huge for the future of the Cowboys. Everybody would say, well, Guyton. Guyton is a athlete. He is a rare specimen. When we say that the Oklahoma coach says, ooh, Mark Hutchins in the house already. Good evening, prime time and game time.
How you doing, man? How you been? Definitely giving us great content, and I appreciate the super chat. We were able to get a drink with that, of course, when we were at the draft. So I definitely appreciate.
Insert cash or select payment type.
Here comes the money.
Dollars dropping on my ass tonight.
Shut up and take my money.
Bam, Mark. I appreciate your support.
Thanks,
man.
Mark.
Seriously.
Thanks, buddy. But he said that Tyler Guyton was the best offensive lineman he's ever coached. Okay, now again, for a guy his size, he's a tick under 6'8", 340 pounds.
He's gonna get bigger.
That's
the thing.
And to have the athleticism and footwork, he's way better at pass pro, which is what you would think he would struggle at.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I think we're good. I think he's going to be day one starter. I think Cooper Beebe is the day one starter at center. But you're going to see at training camp Cooper Beebe getting reps at guard and center. You're going to see Brock Hoffman getting the reps at center. You're going to be seeing Tyler probably getting some reps at left tackle. Smith, that is. You're going to see all kinds of things, and that's what's good. He's raw, Twiz, like all these players, I mean, there's not many first round, come right in. Cooper Beebe is probably ready to play more than most of the first round picks, Twiz. I mean, let's face it. My number one corner on the board, Kenyon Mitchell, is as raw as they come. I mean, there's a 50-50 on him. The sky's the limit for that kid. But he's a little shaky, too, as far as when he was at the Senior Bowl.
I just love that you don't have to.
He was ordinary. But, again, that's what rookies are. Like Twiz is right. You need
let's be
a
real.
little bit of time. That's why,
Let's say Tyler Guyton has a problem with the left tackle. Oh, the shooting of the left foot out compared to the right foot he has a problem with. Now, think about the possibility of, Tyler Smith goes out to left tackle. Then you bring in BB for the guard. You got Hoffman as your center. And then, let's say you don't know what's going on with Steele. Maybe, I really feel like you can use Guyton here as a possibility as a replacement for Steele if Steele doesn't come out for this injury that we're giving him that.
And I'm less worried about that, too.
Yeah, and I'm giving him that down year from last year and hoping that he really bounces back and able to prove something.
He turned it around quick, with that ACL. Steele, again, everybody's getting overly worked up. It's not like he was horrible. Our issue was our center. That's why, I see people who say, "Oh, our offensive line is going to be worse." Our offensive line is going to be better. Terrence Steele was a year under his belt since the ACL, not 6 months. The juggernaut at center, unless he's a complete failure there, who would expect that? He's going to be better than Tyler Biotis day one. That's a fact. Okay, so now you're looking at Guyton. Okay, well, Tyron Smith's averaged 7 games a year.
Yeah.
Okay, for the last 5. All right. If something goes wrong, we got Tyler Smith. We could slide out, who's already played left tackle at a high level, and then you got plenty of. It really sets up nice.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And if you want to keep him a guard, Mark Hutchin, that's good. But then, who aren't you playing? Right now, that's probably not what they're going to do, at least in the outset.
I love it. Just a great problem to have.
It's a great problem to have. That's the best way to put it. Yep.
I love this problem. Again, defensive tackle is kind of where out of any position out of this whole team, I don't really concern myself with the running backs too much. Quarterback, I feel actually pretty good about that for at least this year. wide receiver, man, the wide receivers, if you're really counting this, man, have you seen pictures of Jalen Tolbert? Not Tolbert, but Brooks. Brooks is like coming up cut. Like
really.
He's
Well, I love
good.
Jalen Brooks. You guys know.
Yeah, he looking like he's putting it in.
Jalen Brooks is. I'm telling you, everybody is getting too. Our issues are not.
No.
Don't get me wrong. If CD gets hurt, I think that then obviously, we don't have that Eagles situation where they have two number one receivers. We don't have that, so it's a little different. We have CD, and then we have
can be a number one, but is not truly a number one in Brandon Cooks. I mean, he can at least substitute for
and he was coming on the latter half of the year. He was really stepping up. I expect him to have a big year.
Yeah.
So
now
I do.
Now, how do you feel about guys like Tolbert, Brooks jumping up into?
I like Tolbert.
Spot?
Tolbert ended up. Yeah, I like Tolbert. He ended up the year with 5 touchdowns. Jalen Tolbert is in a big year for him. He needs to produce. And I think he will. What that means, I don't know what that looks like. If I told you he had 800 yards,
that'd be great. That'd be a great season to me.
I think for what you're looking at, I think I could look up his last year's stats and tell you what he had last year.
Here's
just real
the
quick.
difference between Tolbert from the years before and the past year. The past year, I felt like everything that went Tolbert's way, he was catching. And I felt a little bit more confident in his ability to reel the ball in. So I loved his jump up from the year before. I think people were kind of giving him too much of a hard time for a guy. He
had 2 touchdowns last year. My bad, not 5. So I'm saying if he ends up at Brad Harris is in the house supporting the channel.
1.5. I know. I'm so close.
I like money.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks, buddy.
I like money, though.
Hey, Jeff.
Brad, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Great supporter. As I was watching back some of the broadcasts on the draft and stuff, I apologize if I missed any of you guys. It was really hard to read those
Sugar Daddy
as well too. So Brad, I
Linda
really,
Conyers, how are you?
I'm gonna have to start doing something like Gametime does with gathering it together and getting a prize together as well too. So I'm trying to get my stuff off the ground, trying to get some kind of memorabilia, really. So what were we talking about? We were talking about draftees. We were talking about nope, it's gone now. Brad, you blew it. That was awesome.
No. Well, I know what we're talking about. I'm just messing. We're talking about Jalen Tolbert.
Okay.
Last year he had 22 receptions for 268 and 2 touchdowns. Remember, he was a 4th guy.
Yeah.
He was behind Gallup.
Almost behind Turpin too. I mean, let's
almost
be real.
behind Turpin.
Turpin was getting a lot more action than he was.
Yeah.
And then you had Gallup and still on the roster. So I mean, it's understandable. But now you're not going to have that. Do you feel confident in the sense of the sideline stuff that Gallup was able to do? No, not yet.
No, he's not going to be that. He's going to be your over the middle. He runs really good routes. I mean, I really like the player. He needs to step up and be more consistent, but we have a lot of people who can do that role. I'm really curious to see what Jalen Brooks is going to do. I'm really curious to see who our number 2 tight end is going to be. How's that going to look? Is John Stevens Jr. going to pick up where he left off last year in training camp? Because if he is, the NFL is in deep dookie. If he indeed, he reminded me of a young Darren Waller at times. That's how good he was. So again, it was preseason. I get it, but he's 6'6", runs. He's an ex-receiver that put on some weight. We'll see what he could do. We'll see what Luke Schoonmaker could do, right, Phil? And big blocker. Dealt with multiple injuries like most of our draft class. Shit, it happens, people. It happens.
I see, unfortunately, I see even the guy that we just picked up on the undrafted free agents wire for the tight end. I see there's a lot of similarities between him. Yeah, and I feel like he could do better probably than Luke, unfortunately. You picked such a high draft pick with him. But even his body of work looks a little bit more impressive than Schoonmaker's.
Yeah, and they're all going to have their shot. You can't make the club when you're sitting in a tub type of deal. So we'll see who's hurt. We got the 6th-round pick, Flournoy, who I'm very curious about. A lot of the scouts were very, very high on Flournoy, but again, there's a reason why you don't get drafted until the 6th round, right? Is it route running? Is it not learning the whole route tree? How's he pick up the playbook? There's a lot of opportunity
To me, when
in
I
the,
saw
in the
his
wide receiver
film,
core.
when I saw his film, I felt like he was more of a
You
product.
sounded
of,
like
Sorry, did I say something like?
no, you sounded like succotash.
Yeah.
Is that Donald Duck?
No,
Oh shit!
is
Oh
it,
god, that was
Sylvester
great.
Sil-
My man's tired today. He's
Yeah,
struggling.
I am.
I'm
Yeah.
playing. Linda, what is your second year standouts from your rookies last year? That's a good question.
See, out of
I
all
could-
of them,
I
I feel like
Well, I know who we need to be a
Mozzie,
standout.
yeah.
Mozzie needs
Mozzie.
to stand out because we're relying a lot on Mozzie. Yeah, Mr. Shoulder Surgery. But I think a second year standout. I think Junior Fajoko, if he can get on the field and do some stuff. I love the pick when they took him. Big boy, defensive end. Everybody doesn't really know who he is, but you'll know.
I'm hoping Deuce. I'm hoping Deuce just because
Deuce.
you're getting something
Deuce.
involved. But if he disappears for a second year in a row, like if any
problem is
time
with
it's going to
Deuce,
happen,
yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
happen now. Like
Yeah.
to complement what the power guys are going to do. He's the guy that's more of the finesse runner. So I mean, I think he should have a breakout year. Mark. With a super chat. Thank you very much, Mark. We have 5 tight ends. Which one do you see that will not be here? Hendershot.
Probably. I don't know, man.
I'm not to say necessarily mean. I mean, he's a pretty tough guy. He's
We'll see.
scrappy, right?
I mean, we'll see. I don't know.
But if you had to guess one
I-
right now,
I think Hendershot's going to be here. So how many are we going to catch? I think we're going to try and get that span on the practice squad. I mean, we haven't, obviously barring any injuries, I don't think he makes the team. We'll see about the tight end, John Stevens Jr. I would assume he would. So it's going to come down to Hendershot or John Stevens. I just hope they don't let people linger that don't deserve to linger. Now, I'm not saying cut Schoonmaker. I'm not saying that at all. I think he is.
here's
His
the
blocking
thing.
it.
Here's the
It's
thing.
huge. He was just not good at it last year because of
there's
multiple injuries.
If
It
there's an
seemed like.
increase in the production of what Schoonmaker does, but let's be real, like it's gonna sound
It's
really,
not
really
secret,
crazy.
Rhonda. We
gonna
know
sa-
that.
It's gonna sound really, really crazy, but I would not be against walking away from it. Just too soon, right? Too soon to walk away from a guy like that with a 2nd-round draft pick.
Yeah, no, we're not walking away from him. So to answer your question, Mark, we don't know. How's that?
After
we don't
all
know.
that, after all that crap. It's just like,
Well, I mean, how many do you
nice
take,
debate.
really?
And it's like,
I mean, do you take 4?
I would say 4.
Okay.
I would say 4.
So,
going into the
okay. So
season.
you got
Of course,
Hendershot,
Jake
Ferguson, Schoonmaker, and John Stevens. So I think everybody else is on the practice squad.
Practice squad.
That's just me. Yo, good people. What's up, David Cowboy? How are you? How are you? Mike McCarthy will not cut his tight end. Sugar Daddy, yeah, I agree. He won't. He
What's
won't.
going on, David
I
Cowboy?
believe you.
Yeah, it's there's some questionable parts on this. I would say where you get interesting is probably the wide receiver spot. I mean, we know who we think would make this roster, but you never know. There might be somebody that comes out of nowhere and just surprises you.
Damn, Mark's lighting you up tonight.
Mark, I appreciate it. If Deuce makes it on this team this year, it will be special teams. Oh man, it's just like the shot.
The problem is
gut.
Deuce doesn't play special teams, Mark. That's his problem.
Yeah.
He's too
That's
small to
me
be
and
on
his
special
money.
teams.
Thank you very
So,
much.
I know what you're saying. You're talking about returns and stuff. I got you. Mark.
Okay, yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Actually, you think so? Even with
It's possible.
Turpin?
Actually, Mark brings up a good point
Actually-
because with the new rules, he's going to have a lot more space to do so, because the lines can't move.
That makes sense.
The ball's kicked and then the ball either has to hit the ground or the player's hands before anybody can move, which is
So is he
effing
your
weird to me.
backup to what Turpin would be then? So like, he was your backup
I
in
don't
that
know,
position.
man. You know, I'm down on Turpin, but whatever.
You know what? I have been as well, and I mean, if this is the year, I mean, if you're gonna,
If
have
he don't
anything
do
on
it this
Turpin,
year,
yeah, you gotta
he
be ready
gots
to
to
walk
go.
away. You got, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I like the kid, but
that
know,
was
I
more
don't
me,
know.
Mark. That was more me. I was like, special teams, man. This guy, Mark, has him running down there tackling and stuff. I'm like, no, okay. He won't see him coming. All of a sudden,
I'm a
something just
slow
trip up
learner,
his-
Mark.
something just trips up his ankles and stuff. He's like, that was Deuce Vaughn.
The new kickoff roll will be weird to watch, at least at first. Yeah, I'm actually excited. Instead of me going to the bathroom there, because everybody go, I gotta go, go to the bathroom or whatever. Nah, I'm gonna be watching that. I'll make sure it's a commercial when I go. So that'll be actually interesting to see how that works. I've seen it. So it'll be interesting, to see better athletes like the guys in the NFL. What's going to be interesting to see is who exactly is going to be on the field for different teams, because different teams are going to handle that differently. What you don't want to have is a bunch of big Oafy guys on the field during special teams, right, Phil?
Yeah, and then, I mean, especially when you're kicking, because by that point, get a nice little kick. It's just going to take one little gap by the time you're breaking stuff. So I would imagine you would definitely see some more kickoff returns this year compared to the previous couple of years. But again, we keep saying this. We keep pointing out stuff with the XFL, UFL now. Things that they need to incorporate here. I'm a very big fan of their replay system as well too. I think that's really cool. You have a referee kind of sitting there talking to the audience, letting them know what they're looking at. So yeah.
And Primetime Phil now. Wow, very, very. That's impressive, Ron.
Nice little thing. I like that.
Like, gives you like Dak, Jim Carrey, which is interesting. The caveman on the Geico commercial, again, interesting. And then of course Primetime, which that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't know that I want to be included in with the caveman guy, but I could see it. It's that whole neck hair thing with me. But anyway, what's up, Serotonin Cowboy? How are you?
So Brad
How
Harris
are
says we have the best kicker. Can you give me some news about the kicker?
Yes, the kicker has had his appendix jerked out of him. He had an appendectomy, and yes, people are like, oh my God, well, you'd rather have it now than a week before the season or in the middle of the season, right?
Yeah, holy. Mark says if Deuce does not make the return team, he will be on the practice squad. Man, if he's on the practice squad, he's out of here.
Deuce,
you know that for sure.
Yeah, I think he'll be on the team.
I think so too.
He hasn't ran that. He needs a certain type. I think they're going to more of a zone type of system. I just do. I think, he has ran behind Cooper Beebe to great success at Kansas State. You got to give, our line was not good last year. Okay. Ooh. It just wasn't with Tyron actually did a good job, but
we questioned. There was a lot of question marks up and down that line, back up.
Yeah, and he never practiced. Listen. There's a reason why he didn't get a lot of huge offers out there. Teams want your players to practice. The fact that you can't practice because you're afraid to get injured, I mean, it was time to move on. I mean, anybody that sits here and says, "Oh, like you're gonna miss Tyron," yeah, the idea of Tyron, I'm gonna miss. I love Tyron, but Tyron was no longer that guy. He's stride away from blowing the other hamstring out. That's just how he is right now. Well, I mean, Curtis, hello everyone. What's up, Curtis? How are you, buddy?
We looked up and down the offensive line when we talk about Hoffman now, we talked about TJ Bass. Those weren't last year in the scope of what we had.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. The whole
undrafted free agents.
Yeah,
undrafted free agents. We picked up these guys. We now we got two solidified, either a center or a guard or whatever. We're debating on putting these guys in the rotation, because obviously when they came in, the running game improved. So there was, the attitude of the offensive line was totally different. Tyler was just having, it's just a difference in the sense of calling out, the offensive line, like adjustments and stuff. So everything kind of changes, and putting guys in there with more of a football mind. Hopefully that changes as well too. So I get excited just
What's
because
up, Eric
I
Weirs?
love
What's
where
up,
this
buddy?
offensive line is going, and so I'm not as concerned about the running back position, but that doesn't mean it's not something that we have a problem with. Because remember, I think a couple of years ago when we had that wide receiver by committee, and we all thought that was going to be okay, and then look how that went. They ended up having to go get Amari Cooper because, man, that was not looking good at all.
Ronnie, when is the schedule? It normally comes out. I think you'll hear it over the weekend. Maybe tomorrow. I think it's normally next Thursday. Normally it's the second Thursday in May. So I'm expecting it to be Thursday night on NFL Network. But I wanted to kind of touch on that. What about the NFL Network and all their layoffs?
Yeah, I was seeing that.
They shut down Total Access, from what I gather. That's done. So what are they going to do? Maybe it's going to be later because of it. That's the only thing. I'm not really positive. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, I saw that there was a lot of layoffs.
Here we go. But given recent history, Thursday, May 9th. I know. But, it hasn't been. If we haven't heard by Monday, it ain't going to happen. But. Yeah, I mean, Michael Irvin was released from his contract at the NFL Network because of the layoffs. I'm sure he'll get picked up quick, I would imagine, right? So it is what it is. But I do know, I would like to go over the schedule a little bit.
Yeah.
NFL Network is selling to ESPN, which does not make any sense. Really? Mark Hudson breaking the news. ESPN's going under themselves. But I guess they don't want any competition, which it does make sense because there will be basically nobody competing on them on a nightly basis. Fox Sports is only normally a game day, situation, right?
Yeah.
Like the games and CBS. So I don't know. But what I do know is this year, Phil, we have 9 home games. So, obviously, we look forward to the schedule. Here, let me bring you a little closer to me. We look forward to the schedule because we like to plan out our year, right? We like to plan out if we're going to games, where our bye week falls so we can fire the head coach. Oh, no, I didn't say that. So just like to look like what's going to be the tough stretch of the season. Who are we playing on Thanksgiving? Who do we open up with? Are we home or are we on the road? I enjoy the, what's up, Eastside? I enjoy the schedule release, but we have 9 home games. We benefit this year with the 9 home games, whereas the Eagles had it last year, I believe. So obviously we play our 3 divisional rivals, Phil, and our home games are the Saints, Tampa, Detroit, the Ravens, Bengals, and East Side's Houston Texans. That's our home schedule. We get 9 of them. So, again, we don't know where they're going to fall, but we get some tough games at home. Yeah, but I'd rather play the Saints in our building than in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather play Detroit in our building than in that loud place. Ravens, I'd rather play at home. Even though that's a team that we never beat the Ravens. But if I had to pick, I'd rather play at AT&T than M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. That place is, that haunts the Cowboys. The Bengals, and the Texans. So that's our home schedule. I just don't know when, where, why. Which one of those do you think we're going to play on Thanksgiving, Phil, if you had to guess? We know it's not Detroit, but... You think it'll be?
I think it'll be like the Saints or something.
Well, do you know what I think?
It's usually always a divisional guy now, but
I think it's going to be the Washington Commanders with Dan Quinn.
That one's just kind of sickening. It's like
Hail to the Commanders.
It's opening the year to the Giants. I think that's just kind of the same thing where you're just like, oh, wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Let's continue this on. But yeah, you could be right just because of the rivalry now.
If I'm guessing now, I would just say, I mean, if I'm guessing now, I would say maybe the Texans because it's an interstate rival. That could be a very good possibility.
There's some good
East
matchups
Side
right there.
Heralds on Thanksgiving or the Commanders. If I had to guess. So
Yeah.
Isaac says it's going to be the Ravens. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Nevermore.
But and then our away games, everybody. Not that we don't know, but I'm gonna just remind everybody. Our away games, we have 8 away games, and obviously the 3 NFC East, and then we got the 49ers. We play in San Fran, our home away from home, as we have so much success there.
Yeah.
Atlanta, which okay. Carolina.
Now Atlanta can be in a little bit better of a team with a better quarterback. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be kind of a threat. And what would you?
But when do we play that said quarterback?
Yeah.
You know, Carolina we play, Pittsburgh,
Keller's revenge season.
Pittsburgh,
Man.
and then Cleveland. So
Okay, tough ones. Those are some tough ones right there.
yeah, so that's who we're gonna play. But we need to see and lay out what happens when and where. So it's just gonna be fun. Twiz is lighting it up. Twiz, your hat. I don't know if you got it. I know Lady Lieber got her a shirt today, but she lives outside of Philly,
Yeah,
so
Mark, we were playing the
makes a
Lions
lot of
actually
sense.
at home. So
What's that?
yeah, Mark was.
Yes,
asking if
the
we played-
Lions at home, Mark. Yes. I will someday after going to Detroit and seeing where, I didn't get a chance. I wish I had another day. I wish we had the room one more day and then just that would have been perfect. But we were ready to get out of there. But I would have liked to have went out to the city more and get close to the Ford Center because I wanted to get some video of the baseball park, and it's really cool how that's right downtown like that. It's
all right across the street from each other.
Yeah,
Really cool.
very cool. Check out Mexican Town because we saw.
That sucks that we didn't get it. I didn't even.
Yeah,
know
well,
that existed.
as much as I like, the Greek gyro at the Golden Fleece, I would have liked to have tried some authentic Mexican. But hey, next time, right? There's always
I'll
a
be the
next
judge
time.
of that.
It might be the Ravens on Thanksgiving battle of first and second place
That's actually not
MVPs.
bad, Sugar Daddy. That's actually would make sense with the matchups. They do tend to think about that. I know last year, man, there was a lot of stuff towards the end of that year where it was like revenge games and just the way that they were matching these teams up. It was just well thought out, and even some of the trades that later on. So I mean, man, it's just I get Mexican food every day. Yeah, it's. We ran into a lot of food. I mean, I think again the one that we keep making fun of, we keep poking at each other, especially with David Wiley, was of course Mom's Spaghetti, which is
Yeah, dude. Let me just tell everybody, David Wiley for a chef, I think he liked it because he waited an hour for it. That had no flavor. It looked like they were trying to, make the sauce like stretch. Because it was watery.
Water it down, man. We don't got enough.
It was not good. So yeah, it was not good. And Twiz, Mark really wants me to go to training camp, so we shall see. I gotta wait and see the dates, and I believe it'll be the week I'm not off, which means I'm gonna have to try and rob Peter to pay Paul at work. And I have 3 weeks off in August, but it's not the beginning of August. It's like this week 2. It's like right after. So it won't be the first week of padded practice, from what I gather. So if that's the case, I don't know what's happening. It would be nice, but we'll see what kind of deal I can get. We'll play it by ear. So we'll see. But looking forward to seeing all the young players.
Now you sound like the Cowboys. Let's see what kind of deal I can get.
Well, if Mark's gonna, give me a deal, I don't know. I know he's probably. I don't even know if he's rented anything. So we'll see. We shall see. Maybe I'll go to a game instead. Maybe I'll do both. I don't know.
There's a little bit of hair
I'm glad you guys survived the trip together. No hair pulling. Y'all are amazing. Rhonda, we're good. Me and Phil are good.
We were. I was poking at Mark. Like.
Listen,
I was
Mark.
Like, I'm gonna irritate him this weekend. That's what my goal is.
Brad, you say that, but that's not the way it works in the post office, Brad. I hear you. But I mean, I could, it is what it is. I'll figure it out. How's that, Brad? My boss is cool, so maybe I could get a couple extra days tacked on or switch my weeks around. But I wouldn't mind going to Pink's, that's for sure, and get some video of me standing in Pink's line. Where's Asman tonight? I'm missing Asman. Where is he? He's always good for like a couple of Guadalajaras and a cup of the brown water. So cheeks were getting clapped. Me and Phil got along great to us. Mark, I'll just leave it now. Mark's great, but sometimes we rub each other the wrong way. I don't take any shit from it. Phil knows, and
I don't take it either.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm not, I just not, you know what I mean? But me and Phil did get the beds because this place was nice size, so we got the 2 queen size beds or whatever. I thought they were bigger than doubles, but I thought they were queens in the back room. David was on the fold out couch, which didn't look that comfortable, but it looked a hell of a lot more comfortable than when I slept in last year. Remember, mine didn't even open up. That was that was horrendous. I still got back pain from last trip. And Mark had his, actually, I think Mark was better than David because he had his blow up bed and he was good. Based on the snoring that I heard, he slept well.
Yes. Complaining that he's like,
I did snore one night. I was told that I snored. When I snore, I am tired. And I was hurting after that first day, man.
Yeah, I stuck in the noise canceling earphones. That was good.
That was good. But I did get a
two.
judge's ruling the following morning, and Mark said he heard Phil snoring as well. He heard us both
probably
snoring.
was, man. I was
exactly.
Tired.
I don't need to.
Just exhausted. That first time we were eating gyros 2 o'clock in the morning. We're just like I gotta get something to
I'm
eat.
used to getting up early. Even there was one we were out. What time? Like when we went to the Golden Fleece. I lose track of the nights. I guess that was the late night, right? We didn't get to bed till 3. I was still up at 7:30, and I don't like waking people up. So I went downstairs for my hour, recorded my video, had a big ass cup of coffee. I enjoyed that, and there he is.
Yo, you the man, yo. You around, homie?
That guy just call you the Godfather?
Must be joking around or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man. So we were just talking about the trip, and of course me, of course, freezing my ass off, and then later on opening the window and stuff. So, butt scratching.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing. I mean, next time David and Mark get the beds, I'll sleep. We'll make sure that and then we'll get the other room. But it doesn't matter whether we're in the main room or in the back room. Mark has an issue with the temperature. I'm just gonna throw it out there. So we got to iron that one out. Maybe we can have him in a bubble where we just pipe in his 74 degrees,
Now y'all taken care of.
The Godfather of Cowboy Nation. Yeah, Rhonda, I had somebody light me up in my emails saying, Mark Holmes is a fraud. I looked him up. He never played at JMU. I'm like, like, what do I say to that? I'm like, and then I have another guy. You're turning into another Mark Holmes. 90% of his followers are trolls. I'm like, no, that's not the case either. So, 85. I believe you, Mark. I believe you. I've seen pictures. And the stories. If the stories that you have are hysterical. So about Charles especially. Mark is like Marlon Brando. They're all haters, Mark. They're haters. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Isn't that the same?
Yeah,
so
man, I know I enjoyed myself on this trip. I just a lot of really good food. We poke at the whole mom spaghetti, but the fact that you get to at least taste it, something that a little landmark, I guess. There, seeing Eminem, seeing Pat McAfee, just a whole bunch of these guys across this draft.
There you go,
we
Mark.
As we were walking down the street, I think we even saw what was J.C. Latham as he was walking into the hotel as well too. I mean, it was just a big guy that looked like Osa Odigizua for a little bit. We're like, who's that? Like,
Oh yeah, I think it was Tavondre Sweat.
You think it was Sweat? I think it was J.C. Latham. That's who I think it was.
Or J.C. Latham.
Yeah.
It could have been Latham. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was a big dude. As we're walking by, that's when that whole thing.
Yeah.
I think we just stumbled into a lot of stuff there, but it was very simple to get around. So I give them a lot of credit, man. They did a great job during that city, and I think Brian's right though. I'm kind of just cutting out of the whole Green Bay for next year. I'm
not doing Green Bay, but Pittsburgh's probably we'll probably go to the Pittsburgh. Well, at least it's very close for us. It's literally a 5-hour from driveway to driveway. That's you can't beat that. The Water Boy was a true story about Mark. The Water Boy. What about something like that? Stands.
You say that now. You say that. Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, he says you say that now. Probably will want to go to Green Bay next year. Like,
Let's
just go do that. I've never been to Wisconsin.
Well, here's the problem with going to Green Bay. Problem is there's no hotels in the city. So now you're talking about the people staying in Milwaukee or whatever and driving 30 miles into the city, right? Probably, I was telling Mark, they're probably going to have like these just open fields where you park and then you trek to the draft site.
RV.
Here we go with the RV. In a few years when I can afford an RV. When I build the channel up and I can use I could finance the RV through my channel. So
sucks. It really
get the lights up. Elena, what's up, Elena? How are you?
Yeah, I like how we went from these draftees to what to think to the trip to Mark Holmes' stinky habits. I love it.
Well, it is what it is. It's a fact of life. But and I do think Mark violated the rule. That was the issue
rule?
I had. He said no dropping deuces in the hotel in the room bathroom. And yet he was the first one to eat beans and drop a deuce in the room bathroom. No, I don't even know if that's true, but it sounds funny. I think he did have the beans.
Yeah, in the
so
salad,
it's
though.
like
he was trying to be good, but then it backfired. Yeah, exactly, Sugar Daddy. That's exactly the first thing I thought.
Cone
RV,
alert,
cone
exactly,
alert.
Sugar Daddy. I'm gonna be taking out some cones. No. I was exhausted because we overloaded a friggin' now. What I know now, Sugar Daddy, about the damn RV that I didn't know then is that we were grossly overweight, and we're lucky we didn't die on that trip. Okay, and I want to see you guys that drive at I think it was 2:30 in the morning, 2:00 in the morning, in effing Tennessee. You're going down a mountainside where the cone is inside the dotted line. You have a guardrail because there's a cliff, and the cones are inside the line. So I'm dealing with a less than a full lane, everybody, and we're going down a hill on a turn. And I'm overloaded. It was a shit show, okay? So yeah, it's either Mark's like, you're gonna hit a cone, and I'm like, yes, and I'm bracing for it. It's either hit the cone, or it's you go to a fiery death. Off the road. I don't know. Something tells me hit a damn cone. So yes, now I'm gonna look for cones just to make everybody happy. Bam.
There you go.
Yeah,
Man.
I'll drag that bitch down the mountain. But yeah, it was fun. But that was sketch. This is how scary it was. Man. On the way home, I think it was on the way home. We just threw all the tools and all the bays. I'm telling you, we were way overloaded, right? I kept looking, and it's like, I don't know, 1 a.m. It's dark. All of a sudden I look and I see that one of the bay doors is open. Now we got hundreds of pounds of equipment in each of the bay doors, and it's flying open. So we stopped, and he latched it. It was a cooler. We ended up leaving a cooler at a truck stop. Because we're like, all right, we just got to start unloading shit. It was a real nice cooler, Mark. He said, all right, we're leaving it right here on the grass. So, some lot lizard probably took the cooler. Oh, well. There you go. It was sketch.
It's like you
Yeah,
still
and
have
I
stuff
said
inside
lot
of it.
lizard. Google it.
Hamid, there he is. What's going on, Hamid?
There he is. The
Dirty
wrench
Sanders.
himself is in the house. What's up, Hamid? Oh wait, it's right. Yeah, we don't do that.
Well, you know what? David is very patient. I know I was pushing. His
He better
buttons
be
in the
patient.
beginning,
He's well rested. He don't drive. He didn't drive. He got chauffeured the whole week. I actually did. David's the best. I actually miss David. He's a really nice guy. He's a nice man.
Yeah,
So,
it
he's
just
a
goes to
big
show you.
boy
Like
too.
I went to, like he was standing in this long line, and so I was running around, and I was like, okay,
The
I'm gonna
lot
find you
lizards.
a shorter line, and so I was going around, and all of a sudden, as I was walking by,
David
this
Cowboy
one
knows what a lot
spot,
lizard is.
all of a sudden people just started rushing in, and I'm like, okay, something's going on here. And I was like, you know what? No, I need to find this thing for David and everything. Just to come to find out later, it was the meeting with Aiden Hutchinson to take pictures and everything. And I was like, well, that would have been nice, but at the same time, man, he hasn't shown us the respect. So I was like, it's easy to continue on, man. So yeah.
Yes, indeed.
They had some really good events there to get some good signatures, some meet and greets as well. But those lines were very long, very, very long.
They were. Again,
I feel like the NFL needs to do a little bit better with the food part of it. Like they have so much available space to really kind of let the food trucks do it. Harvey and
oh
Lizard,
God. Oh God, we're going off the rails with lot. Yeah, exactly. Lot lizards, ladies of the night. Exactly. Oh God. Yeah. I don't know where I saw it on some show. Like you see the memes, but anyway, here's my problem with Detroit, where the draft was. Now, Phil liked the one spot, but again,
I was okay. I was just thinking it was going to be a warmer spot, but I didn't know. We
I
could have
told
not
Mark
liked it with the sound. Maybe the sound would have still had a problem.
Look at Sugar Daddy. I got it. I love it. I got the lot lizards.
Especially down in Florida, they have those lot lizards. They're all like super
Lord
tan
have
with
mercy.
the leather skin. Yeah.
But what I didn't like was the wind. But again, I told Mark, I said, come down. He goes, I like it because we got to admit, we were prime. But it was so weird because you got up and walked 100 yards and it was warm.
Yep.
But where we were, and Phil,
I think
Phil's face was going to melt off. It looked like.
This is the spot. This is the coldest spot. Let's go ahead and stick this Floridian right in this spot right here.
Let's freeze this bitch out.
Bitches at me about stuff.
he's getting one of the nice beds. We're I'm gonna make these guys suffer. I was actually surprised because Mark was cold.
You can use these gloves and stuff. I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and use them. And then by the end of the day, I'm like, you need your gloves back. You good?
Yeah, there was no way I was taking anything. I mean, I brought 2 hats too. That was the funny part. But yeah, Phil, he had left earlier in the day, and I guess he thought he was coming back. He brought nothing. I thought
I was going back.
And I told him, I said, why don't you run back before we get started? No. So man, I gave him my shit. I had my hoodie. I was trying to keep warm.
It wasn't as bad when you had your back to it, but when you were like looking at it,
I will say this though.
I got home, my face was all red, it was like.
She's like, "Wow, you got a tan." Yeah. No, that's windburn, hon.
Yeah, just smacking me all over the face. It was not good.
The married men were looking the opposite way of women. Oh God, oof.
It was.
Here we go. Nipple slips.
There was some.
No nipple slips, please.
There. Definitely people interesting, but what I loved was the constant bombardment, the trash talking.
Definitely pause. I mean.
Yeah, it was great to be in that whole atmosphere.
But when Mark was with you, I said I have to go to the bathroom, which was an experience in themselves, but in those porta potties,
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Jesus Christ!
Just stick them all in my pants.
I'm glad I'm not a woman, okay? Because that was ridiculous. It's but I digress. But I went and got the table. I was sitting, scoping out the table, and I sit down at the table, and there was an older lady. There was a lady there. She was probably in her 60s. Very nice lady. She had Detroit Lions gear on. A great conversation, and then her slapdick husband, he sits down next to her and starts talking, and then he's like, "Oh, you a Cowboy fan?" Now he had Detroit Tigers stuff, right? But as soon as he started talking, I knew where the accent came from. It was a South Philly accent. So I'm like, he goes, "You a Cowboy fan?" I said, "No, I just wear this stuff,
Yeah, you're all wearing
just
big old
yeah. Obviously, I'm a Cowboy. Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from South Jersey." "And you're a Cowboy fan?" And he went on and on. I said, "Listen, sir, I don't need to explain nothing to you. Why are you wearing Detroit gear if you're an Eagle fan?" He's like, "Well, I moved to Detroit." I'm like, "Okay, well, then you weren't a big enough Eagle fan, in my opinion. If you move, okay, it's all right for you to be a Detroit fan." So, and then she started yelling at me. I'm like, "Control your husband. He's the one that's being an idiot dick." And she goes, "Both of you stop." And then Mark comes walking up. And I was already fired up at that point. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care if we stay here or not, Mark." So, long story short, I was trying to get back to where Phil was, but the problem was the Wi-Fi was really good where we were. We were able to stream. What? How long did I stream? 4.5 hours. It was
quite a while. And you didn't use up all your battery. I don't think you even plugged.
No, and I didn't. So Hamid, you know how they got. Well, the porta potties, Hamid, most of them, at least night one, they were full.
Yeah. Oh, really?
So, well, at least the first night, the ones I was at, by the time I went, they were full. So I would not have wanted to be a lady. I definitely would have hovered regardless. Just saying.
It was definitely an interesting layout.
All right, Rhonda. I'll see you later, sweetie.
Bye. But yeah, this was definitely interesting in the sense of some of the stuff that we would see, because obviously even when we went to the Golden Fleece, we had to kind of go through that casino area, and just the people that you run into, just the everyday people as well too that need to be on their behavior, and it was just very interesting to see these people all of a sudden, because the police were there everywhere, so they were like, people drinking wine, they were definitely very, very fun atmosphere. I love the sports talk, the Detroit fans going back and forth. Of course, the trade definitely helped us on the next couple of days, because it gave us some little bit of material to kind of come back with, because of course we were hearing about, hey, he came in eligible. We heard about that, nonstop for the first 2 days or so. It was nice to at least get that trade in. I think we got some value, of course, with it. We're possibly talking about, if we don't go next year to the draft, we'd be possibly going to training camp as more of a possibility. So we'll see. We'll
figure it out, man. Like I said, I'm waiting for all the information from The Godfather about this year's training camp, but I can give you the lowdown for the following year. And if I do go, if I can make it work, I do have a job, my boss, she's very nice, and she's, but there's a new rule. It's a lot. There's a lot of people off. Let's just say that. So we shall see. Maybe not.
If you had to pick, Marcus is saying, if you had to pick,
what pick
were you disappointed in? If I can go ahead and go.
Yeah, it would be. Well, yeah, I want you to say.
I would say Nealon, just in the sense that.
Oh no, I wouldn't have went there.
I like the pick. Don't get me wrong. It's one of those ones I come around to, because I like the value that we're eventually going to get from this guy. He could be this amazing thing that we're just constantly calling his number 94. I love the 94 pick that he has with the number on his back. So the potential. But again, to me, I think we could have got a little bit more value out of that spot. But again, what Bryan
value,
points
I don't know. Maybe a different position in your mind.
Value that you're going to get from the first year. I don't know how much playing time you're really going to get.
Yeah, I think he's going to be in there a lot. I think he's going to have to. I think Sam Williams is in serious trouble. Marshawn Nealon is a way better run stuffer right now, run player against the run. He may not give. It's just how he develops his pass rush. I could see where you're going with that, but your boy Dane Brugler. That was his 32 overall prospect. He is a beast against the run.
It's hard to bash on that one too much. Because
I would say Marist Leafau. Everything I've heard from him is that he's more of a 5th round guy. Zimmer really loves him. That's great and all, But I would have rather have gone with a running back in that spot because as soon as we took Leofau, Lloyd went next out of USC, followed by
let me
out of
ask you a question
Tennessee.
about
Me
that
and Phil wanted both of those running back, either one. It
I
didn't
like
matter.
the Leofau pick just because what he's bringing to your defense, a lot of Overshown. He's taking number 35, of course, Leofau. Overshown is changing his number, right? He's going to 13.
Yeah, I don't like the
Gallup?
numbers. I'm just. Oh yeah, we could talk about that before
Now,
we get out of here.
Why is he not
I do
taking
not
number
like
0?
it.
Why?
Any
You know
of them.
why he's not taking number
I don't know.
0?
I think that's a
No,
Jerry
no.
Jones thing.
Jerry says
this whole
the
rowdy
reason
bullshit.
why is Rowdy is number 0.
Oh, Rowdy's got to go.
Right? I'm like, oh man,
Rowdy's got to go, people.
To get his ass
This
out of here.
effing mascot has been the problem since day one. I'm sorry. Keep him out of the stadium. Anyway, my bobblehead. I'm gonna give him away. How's that? I think I'm gonna give him away. Maybe during the season. Oh shit, that's gone. I'm gonna give it away. Rowdy sucks. Okay, buddy. I'm sorry. You're a problem. You can go handle the kids' birthday parties, but it's bad luck.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that the whole number thing. Yeah, don't give him a number.
Oh yeah, let's
That's
go over the
case.
numbers.
Yes.
Do you
go
know
ahead.
the numbers?
I saw them on a quick thing before. I kind of
All
have
right,
them
let me
in
look.
my head.
I know. I mean, I know some.
I know that
let's see.
Leofau took 35. I'm not a very big fan of that, but then again, that was his number in college, so it's hard to rip on it. At least
I
he
saw him at
continues
number
his
6,
tradition.
so I don't know.
You saw him at number 6?
Yeah, in college.
Oh, I saw him number 35 as well.
Okay, well, maybe. All right, here we go. All right, let's start here with the number changes. Tolbert, Jalen
Yeah,
Tolbert's
goes to
moving
1.
to number 1.
I like it. That's a nice little.
Yeah. Linebacker Damone Clark has taken his old number 18. I don't like
I don't like
linebackers
it.
wearing that shit.
No, I like 50s on linebackers.
That was reminding me of the one linebacker we got from LSU who's no longer there. What's his name? He's with Washington. The other guy. Remember we got him in like the 5th round? Help me out,
Ridgeway?
people.
Yeah,
Huh?
you're talking about Ridgeway, right?
No, the linebacker out of LSU a couple years ago. Remember he dropped and we ended up.
Yeah. Dang it. That's right.
Yeah.
From
Come
LSU.
on, Loyal Cowboy. What's up, brother? Who am I thinking of?
Dang it, I can see his face too. Jabril Cox.
Jabril. Bang. Got him.
Yeah.
All right. And then we got Damone Clark, who switches from 33. DeMarvion Overshown goes to 13. Okay. 13 is better than 18, but not much.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
But again, if
Yeah,
you're gonna
me
play
neither.
better with it,
Like,
I
what
don't
the-
know. Yeah,
what are we
it's
doing?
like, your agent needs to pick the
Martavius
number, man.
Bryant going to 84.
I like that. I like that move.
Yeah, I like
Big-
that.
Big wide receiver like that. Yeah.
But you know what don't bode well? Twinkle Toes Trey Lance is wearing 19.
19 instead of it moves up from 15, obviously, and gives Zeke 15.
And I call him Twinkle Toes because he hasn't thrown a ball for us and he can move around good. But I mean, 19 is,
Yeah, 30.
name some of the great 19s, not named Johnny Unitas. I heard somebody say Montana in Kansas City. Okay, was he really good in Kansas City? The one year he was okay.
Yeah.
Who else was? I heard Bernie Kozar.
Yeah, I would say anything that I'm thinking of is really old. It's been a while.
So
since somebody's been
19s
thinking
means you're not making the team. I'm not saying he's not making the team, but
He wants to
19s
make
is
it.
like, let's give him 19. He's not going to be around. No. So I'm upset that 0 wasn't given to Overshown. Lance should trade numbers with Turpin. Yeah, well, that's another thing. Brooklyn Joe. Turpin's taking up the spot. You either got to produce or you got to go. We forget we got Jalen Moreno Cropper last year who could probably do almost everything that Kevontae Turpin can do. He was a speedster, small guy, but you can't have all these small guys. Yeah, we have David Durden that we got out of Western Florida who ran a 4.4, who's 6'1". He's coming back from an ACL, who's a speedster on special teams. We have a lot that people don't know about. Twinkle Toes runs better than Zeke. He does, Ronnie. Ronnie, he does. I'm just messing with him. I just hate his jersey number. So
Well,
Zeke
I
probably
mean-
gave him $100,000 for the number. Probably.
I think the next couple of weeks we just need to see, keep our eye on the Twitter sphere and see who could be the starting running back. Whoever runs those trash cans better might be the starting running back.
He
for
needs
your
some
Dallas Cowboys.
HGH.
Needs some HGH.
Here's
He needs to
the
get
good
suspended
news,
for a game
people.
or two, man.
Here's the good news. Dallas is ready, willing, and able. Now you're going to start seeing veterans let go. There's a lot of veterans. They will get themselves a defensive lineman before the start of the season, probably in the next month or two before training camp. They're going to make some moves. And you might see some moves where they make trades, like I said last year. They didn't do it as much last year. Whereas they'll get rid of a guy for like another team's guy just for a better fit. So, hey, Loyal, did you watch Backlash today, buddy? I did not yet. I'll probably watch it in the morning. I was working today. I know Phil was knee deep in cleaning.
Man. Dude, we're the other property. That was, we were deep in there. I was tired. When I went to talk to him, I was like,
he was drooling. I'm like, dude, man.
Come on, get it together, dude. We're gonna broadcast.
Pull it
here.
together.
What's wrong with
What's
you?
he doing up there? What's he doing?
What you did, you little jerk.
Yeah, exactly, man. Get your shit together.
At least $100K for 15. Sugar Daddy, I think that's probably what it was. That's the normal going right. You got to give the guy $100K. So Trey's like, shit.
They didn't really have to worry about the jersey sales, did they? Where most of the time you're switching numbers, there's got to be.
Don't tell me what happened, Loyal.
You got to be a jersey thing going on. Are you gonna? Let me ask you a question. Let's say he does well. Are you getting a 15 jersey?
Nope.
Nope.
I ain't buying shit for jerseys. As a matter of fact, people, I'm going to be including my 2 jerseys that I never worn in the mix with the T-shirts and the hats, because I don't have that many T-shirts, and I got hats. But if the same person wins, I got a DeMarcus Ware jersey with a tag still on it. It's like the Nike Vapor jersey, but it's not like the on-field jerseys. I think I paid $130 for it. I took it to take it to the Hall of Fame, but I couldn't get the signature, so I'm just gonna give that away. And I got a old school replica. It's a replica, people. The weight is definitely lighter, but it's never been worn Randy White jersey. So I'm going to throw that in the mix on Wednesday in the hopper. So if you guys want either one of them jerseys instead, I will let them go. And maybe Rowdy. Maybe I'll just get rid of the head, rip his head off on camera, and then we'll ship it out to somebody. Or you guys can rip it off. I don't know. He's not welcome on my table anymore. Rowdy's gone. All right?
Yeah,
just letting you know. Rowdy's gone.
It's not a very good one, man. But
Game time. Do you have an Eagle gear for the fans, please? I need to get a website, Hamid. I will make something green for you, but it won't be, it'll be very limited. It'll just be like one item. Just for you, like with my logo on it. There you go. How about that? Just for you, Hamid. Send me the Ware jersey. Mark Hutchin, you're in the hopper, so you could get the Ware jersey. Again, here, let me show everybody. Go ahead, talk, Phil.
Right now, they're showing on NFL Network, I think, that Thursday night football game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks with that back-and-forth battle. But as we're talking about some of these guys' jerseys and everything, man, I don't get offensive lineman jerseys very often, but, man, I'm telling you, man, BB was my pet cat going in there. As I was saying, 94.
There's the Ware jersey. It's a Nike jersey. It's just not the on-field. It's not the tackle twill numbers. But it's brand new. Like
great again?
Huh?
Said, will Nealon make 94 great again?
The tags aren't on it, but I never wore it. It was supposed to be signed, so that'll go. And then I have a Randy White with the tags. It's got tags on it.
Tags.
Nice. But it's a lightweight. It's not authentic.
Correct.
I'm not gonna lie to you. But I had gotten that. That will be in the mix as well. So that's what I'm going to start doing until I get my act together. And like I said, we're going to get Phil going with this. I think it's a good thing. What I was trying to tell Phil last year is maybe we should do we could never do it very often. If anybody watches Chat Sports, how he does his drinking. We got to be very, very strategic how that happens.
Yeah, we could be.
Like once every couple months do it, and then. Yeah, I think we need to up the money though. We got.
Yeah,
I can't be.
$2.
Phil has to be the one that does the shot.
Dude, you just got five.
He's like
$10
this.
worth.
That could be fun, but I mean, come on, man. I'm just saying. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got for you.
Yeah,
people.
that's honestly, we didn't go in here with really any big plan. I wanted to talk about some of the young guys.
Calm down, he's a beast, Vinny.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
What's up? I love weed.
I got to give him credit on that. Don't let me drink if you're on your show. Yeah, he pulls out those shot glasses and stuff like that. Those are you're gonna add that to your repertoire of stuff, or some shot glasses. I know you're.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out. I really don't want to use Spring Store. I'll be honest with you. Look at how like small this logo is, and it's like I spent a lot of money on this hoodie, and it was so cheesy. And that's what you get when you go through the YouTube Spring Store. So I got to figure that out, man. It's everything's. Maybe I'll use the Spring for non-clothing items type of deal, but I never get to see the item, so I don't know how good it is. The one and only Ron Don. There he is.
He starts to come, and then he pulls out. Wow. Thank you. Far too kind. Pow, right in the kitchen.
Thank you. Thank you, Ron.
Thanks, Ron. I appreciate it, buddy. You're the man.
Appreciate it.
Like I said, Wednesday night, baby. Now, Twiz, I got to come up with what I'll start doing until I get my website up and going, and it's going to be a while, so don't expect any time. I'm still going to have Mark make the shirts. Maybe we can start out with that.
12.
Maybe Mark can make you some shirts, and then, I don't know.
His wife was
we'll
doing
figure
a really
that
good
out.
job. Those other shirts that
I'm thinking about getting one, to be honest with you. It's a sublimation machine, but I don't want it just to sit here. My wife says she's good to go for learning how to do it, but we'll see. It's a big investment, people. It's like $1,300, but again,
this be worth it if you can get it going.
Yeah, instead of me having to, like the hats, I'm going to stick with the hats. I'm going to add a different logo to it. Yeah, these are a little over $30 a hat, but
they look good.
again,
I like
they're
logo there. It's a good spot.
Yeah, that one. I want to get my other one, like my non-3D. The big star with the BG. I want to do that one next too. But we're just getting started here, people. But I'm excited. So look out, baby. We've had a steady crowd tonight.
It has.
I appreciate
we have
everybody.
Not hardly been talking about football at all. I mean,
I think people love it.
Yeah. So
Print
Bryan,
Champs does good work. All right, Twiz, I'll check it out. Yeah, let me know when you get your. Shoot me an email, Twiz, when you get $5 minimum for shots. Yeah, exactly. That's at least $5. $5 minimum. I think he does $5 beer cheers. I think you have to double that.
He's the only one on there either, too. Man. His crowd's big. It's not like it's a.
I ain't Frank the Tank.
Crowd. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like this.
Dude, I could get one of those though. One of those funnels. We'll be like a half hour in. All right. That's the show. So, game time. You are the mailman. Why don't you get some letter openers for
dry
There
heaving?
you go.
Ooh, take the milk, man. Take the milk.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm already puking already. We're not even there.
God.
Okay, Bryan. So, anything you want to talk to the crowd before we get out of here? I'm glad to get this under the belt, get back into the studio because. Obviously, this is where I'm comfortable, man. But it was nice to get out on the road and just be doing something other than being inside the studio.
Dirty Sanchez. I'm going to keep that in mind. He's saying a letter opener. Okay, I'll figure that out. I'll work on it. You know what I mean? But now I'm good, Phil. I'm gonna do some stuff tomorrow. I'm gonna have my Zoom call again tomorrow. At 5 o'clock. I'm going to make sure I reset my internet, people. So look out for my 4 o'clock Zoom call, and then I'll probably do something. I need to do something in the morning. So, but yeah, look out for the schedule release. Hopefully it's Thursday. So looking forward to it.
The schedule release, yeah. Bryan was talking about it. We're going to be doing something most likely on his channel. So yeah, we're excited about it. We're where do these teams, we kind of know, Bryan talked about some of the teams that we're going to have, of course, at home, and we have some on the way. It's just, where do they fall, man? Where are we playing Detroit? Is Detroit going to be a Thanksgiving? Heck no, Detroit's not a Thanksgiving game. They have their own game. So there's certain ones that for sure aren't going to be your Thanksgiving game, but it pretty much open for the rest of them. So the NFL schedule, here we go. So Bryan, I appreciate you coming through. We'll jump on yours on Wednesday, or we may change this depending on how it goes.
Thanks.
Right?
I love weed. Browns game. I'll be there. It's in Cleveland. I love weed.
Yes, sir.
Brad, just wait. Them jerseys will be on clearance. Twiz, these are XL, so I don't think Brad would be able to take an XL. I think he says I sent him a 2X, so we shall see. Yeah, that would be the one thing with the jerseys. If you don't fit in the XL, then don't request the jersey, because that's what they are.
Yeah.
But
right,
I know it is, Vinny. But all right, everybody.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I appreciate you coming through, man. We got another episode in the book. Cowboys chugging along slowly. This is where we're at. Young team. Where are we going to be signing our stars? Are we going to sign our stars? These are interesting problems to have on the offensive line.
I got a T-shirt for you, Vinny.
Defensive line, I think, is going to be our question mark going forward. Do we address it in these upcoming weeks with some of these teams probably releasing? I don't know about defensive tackle. That's just something they don't tend to release too much of. So, Bryan,
yeah, exactly.
Again, I appreciate you coming through, and I appreciate you guys not forgetting to do what?
Ring that bell, people.
Damn right, guys. You guys take care and have a good one.
Who are you?
Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil.
What kind of a stupid name is that?
Oh, they let you pick any name you want when you get down there.
And what is your name, sir?
Well, I told you my name, man.
Sir, what's your name?
It's my co-host, Gametime Bryan.
Cool name. Superpowers?
I haven't relaxed. I'm ready for a wild show.
What would you say you do here?
I don't know what it is yet, but it could be a lot of things. So we'll see.
This doesn't make any sense.
Nah, nothing makes sense here, man.
You thinking what I'm thinking, Bart?
Yeah, let's f***ing rage!
Yeah, okay, cool. I don't need the PBS special.
What the fuck is this piece of
Can you say what the f*** did I do last night?